Good morning, everyone. My name is Daniel Marsango. I am a student at the University of Santa Maria. Today, I am going to talk about AGN, structure, and classification. Galaxies are the big structure of the universe, composed the visible and non-visible matter. For example, stars, planets, gas, dust, dark matter, and others. In some galaxies, it's possible to identify a presence of supermassive black hole. In this case, the region central of the galaxy is called the active galactic nucleus, or AGNs. AGNs are the compact central stars with no thermal continuum emission and have intense emission lines. Initially, AGNs are classified in two large groups. Type 1, when have broad narrow lines, for example, the spectral upper and figure, is possible to identify the broad in narrow lines. In type 2, have only narrow lines. Example, the spectral bottom in the figure is possible to identify only narrow lines. With more observation, new characteristics emerging in the spectra. For example, compare the spectrum in the figure, the liner, Seyfert, BLLAC. This spectrum is very different. Compare the mean quasar. Quasar have increasing the flux in the region blue. What explains this difference observed in spectrum? Compare for normal galaxies. Normal galaxies don't have the emission lines and broad lines, but other AGNs have these emission lines. Which this observation is possible to identify different luminosities, radio intensity, the broad and narrow line. The question to answer is how to classify these AGNs now. For example, lines have low luminosity compared for Seyfert, TSO. The liner safety have activity in radioactivity compared from BLLAC, quasars. The Seyfert 1 have the broad and narrow lines. Seyfert 2 have narrow lines only. What is classify these AGNs? Actually, these AGNs are classified using the three-dimensional classification. In this figure, it's possible to view one example. Compare the AGN Seyfert 1 and Seyfert 2. It's possible to identify these AGNs in different positions in the graph. These AGNs have the same radio power. These AGNs have the same nuclear luminosity, but have different radii, the narrow lines and broad line. In this system classification, it's possible to identify these AGNs in different positions. Compare, for example, radio loud and radio kite. In this graph, it's possible to identify the radio loud in the upper in the graph, and radio kite in the bottom in the graph. In the system classification, it's possible to identify in different positions classification in nuclear luminosity. For example, compare liners, Seyfert, radio kit quasar. It's possible to identify these AGN in different positions in the system classification. This system uses 4 types of classification. Type 1 have the broad line, type 2 have narrow lines, the type 3 have weak narrow lines, and type 0 corresponding to irregular objects, for example, BLLAC. What explains this difference observed in the spectrum? Overall, they talk about the same filter, presence of the supermassive black hole. To answer the question, we need to discuss the structure of AGNs. AGN is composed of supermassive black hole in the region central, in the section the accretion disk, in the section the broad line region. In the region is formed the broad lines observed in the spectrum. In the section the toroidal structure or dust structure. In the section the narrow line. In some cases, it's possible to observe in the spectrum in AGNs presence relativity just. What explains these different characteristics observed in the spectrum? For a long time, different projections explain this difference. These models are introduced for Antonucci and Miller in 1985. In this system, consider the different projection the AGN in the line of the sky for explain different characteristics observed in the spectrum. For example, compare the Seyfert 1 to Seyfert 2. The Seyfert 1 is possible being how the structure of AGNs is safer to don't now it is possible via the region inner in the AGN. The door absorb the light to the region inner in the AGNs. The unified model is proposed for explaining the various characteristics observed in the spectrum. How different distributed rotation the AGN relative to orientation the AGN in the line of the sky. Actually, research suggests the difference is not due to the line of the sky, but this characteristic is related to properties intrinsic of the AGNs. For example, AGNs to safer two is AGNs he don't have gas around the supermassive black hole. In this AGN, no is spared the formation the broad line. Don't have gas for forming these lines. Study with AGN in the variable avalanche, thus are composed of the thick clouds. Study the AGN type 1 is a consequence, the accretion rate. The first idea, the relative characteristics observed is intrinsic properties of the each AGNs. Well, thank you for your attention. I leave it this moment for questions.